Hey everybody, it's your old pal Brian Hunt. Welcome to another episode of 60 Seconds of Risk. And today I want to talk about the dividend yield ratio and what that means and how you could use it to your advantage. So think, we're all out there hoping to make some investments. We want money to grow, we want it to grow and appreciate, and we need to generate revenue, especially for those of us who are going to be in retirement or running pension funds. You want to actually have money come in being generated off your investments. Well, one way you can look for money to come in is by buying stocks that pay dividends. As a reminder, if you buy stock, it means you own a percentage of the company. As a result, you're entitled to a percentage of the dividends or the profits when they're dispersed by the board. And it's a common thing that people to look for stocks that pay dividends to support them in your, as far as their ambitions or retirement plans. And one of the things you need to do that was to figure out what is the actual yield being calculated to help you decide if that's a good investment or not. So for those of you who don't know it, in order to calculate the dividend yield, you want to take the dividend per share that's on an annualized basis. In this situation, we're talking about Ford. Ford currently pays on an annual basis 60 cents per share. Remember, dividends can be paid monthly, quarterly, only annually, twice a year. That's why if this situation is quarterly, you take the quarterly dividend, multiply by 4, you get these 60 cents per year. And that's 60 cents per share. And right now, on this, here we are, December 6, 2004, the price of Ford is $10.47. And then based upon that, if you do the calculation, it's 5.73% is the dividend yield right now for this stock. Now, for those you think about how you compare a stock, that's a pretty good rate, considering that a dividend, like say you buy a bond, 10-year treasury right now is roughly over 4%. You're getting risk premium by buying the dividend stock, which makes sense. But the thing is, you got to be careful when you look at these yields. This can be deceiving because you're trying to chase. You might be chasing yield, and you find out there's actually a bigger problem. Like these days, I see a lot of people on Twitter talking about wanting to build out a dividend portfolio and make the money for them and retire. Okay, that's fantastic, but you got to be careful not to just chase these rates, because this is a calculation where the 5.73 is 60 cents, again, divided by the price share. If you drop, the price of the share drops, that would increase the dividend yield. And that says, oh, that sounds great, I'm getting more money. But the problem is, the stock is dropping in price for a reason, because the street and investors are concerned about the profitability of this firm. That's why the price will go down, because the stock price inherently takes into account the discount cash value of the dividends received. And so if the market is telling you this price is dropping because the company is not doing very well, the board might be tempted or have to, cut or eliminate the dividend to maintain capital. So be careful when you're chasing this yield, because might be fool's gold. But the big thing you gotta understand when you buy an investment is this is not an investment. The price per yield is, you could do it now, but it's more of a question, the actual cost of your investment. Because this is like saying, I buy the price today, that's gonna be my yield. But you're hopefully buying stock that's going to grow. And so this dividend yield will change in the future for everybody who goes and buy the stock brand new. But if you already own it, you have a different calculation. Let me explain you why. Back during the Great Recession, when everything was going to hell, my daughters received a gift from one of their grandparents. And at the time, I was reading a book called 4 Pillars of Investing by William Bernstein, which I highly recommend you read. And in that book, one of the pillars talked about overcoming your fear when it comes to making investments. Don't make bad decisions because of your fear. And then one of the great quotes from that is like Warren Buffett. It's like, when everybody's running out the doors when you buy stocks. And he says, when everybody's being greedy, be cautious. When everybody's being cautious, be greedy. Same thing. So I took the initiative and I opened up 2 separate UTMA accounts for each one of my daughter. And I bought several stocks, one of them being Ford. And this was say, if I did this calculation properly, I bought this stock December 3rd, 2008. So we're getting close to 20 years since the Great Recession. And I need to calculate the dividend yield. So the dividend yield right now, the dividend's still the dividend as far as would be paid right now. Again, right now it's 60 cents per share per year. But the price I bought the stock from for my daughters, I bought it at $2.78. So this price point is where I need to do my calculation to determine what is the yield on my investment. And as you can see in here, the denominator is a lot smaller than it is up here, which means this number is going to get bigger, and specifically it's going to get bigger to the equivalent (21.58% return on my investment, or especially for my daughters, on their forward stock. Now, if anybody knows anything, that's an insane return. That's a great return, but this is a return on a blue chip stock as part of the S&P 500 that's been around for companies. As I've told my daughters, they should never sell this stock. They will never get a return on their capital at 21.58%. You will never find a dividend yield this high in a blue chip stock. If you're buying any dividend yield now, like a smaller tech firm, that's a red flag. It's a red flag to companies in financial distress. Again, you're hopefully going to do this for the long term. You're trying to build your portfolio to meet your needs, especially for retirement, for college, for whatever. Look at the historical cost of your investment so you can do the dividend yield. It's not a question of today, it's a question of when you bought it. And in this situation, you'd be hard pressed to find me a result this good, this secure at 21.58% on an annualized basis. Like all things, guys, I hope you found this beneficial. As is there a certain topic or individual you'd like to see on this, please post a note on LinkedIn. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel to find this video and all of the videos. And you can also find links to these videos on the website formerly known as Twitter, Substack, Facebook, and now Blue Sky. Until next time, guys. Bye.